Argentina is renowned for its wines. It's the fifth largest producer in the world, with iconic varieties like Malbec, Bonarda, and Torrontés. In the 16th century, vine cuttings were brought from Spain, and for most of the next 500 years, wine producers here were more concerned with quantity than quality. Then, in the 1990s, winemakers in Argentina began an effort to increase exports and capture their share of the global market. A focus on quality ensued, and now wine buyers flock to the western Argentinian regions of La Rioja, San Juan, and Mendoza. Of course, the Spanish and Italian settlers brought olives too, which were grown around the grapevines to feed the farming communities along this famed corridor. It didn't take long after the emergence of Argentina's wines for producers here to see olive oil as the next big opportunity for agricultural exports. And just like their famous local wines, the selling point for extra virgin olive oils made here would be the region's unique terroir. Nestled against the Andes, there's plenty of fresh water, yet little rain, low humidity, and lots of sunshine. The hot days and cool nights that olive trees love.
You know, the Andes ranges have 600 kilometers of snow melt. That melt water go inside the ground, and then we take it from bomb to and give it to the trees. That's why the trees are so happy also.
And most importantly, the alternate harvest here in the southern hemisphere gives global buyers the chance to have fresh juice just when oils from the north are starting to get tired. Frankie Gobi is leading an effort to transform the desert landscapes of La Rioja into modern olive farms like this one in Chilecito. His Argentina Olive Group is responsible for most of Argentina's fast-growing olive oil exports.
Before we planted here, this was a desert without nothing. So this is really extra virgin, you know. The land was virgin, and we put this product, a super high density, new genetic plant with good production. We make this extra virgin quality olive oil for the world.
These are 300,000 new Arbequina trees that have just been planted. They won't be able to produce olives for olive oil for another 3 years. But this is what's happening in this valley in Argentina. High density, new farms like this one meant for exporting olive oil in bulk.
Daniel Minciotti runs Finca Vista Larga, a huge olive farm nestled in this valley 1,100 meters above sea level.
Acá estamos a 1.100 metros sobre el nivel del mar, tenemos muy buenas condiciones y fundamentalmente es eso, la alternancia de la amplitud térmica que tenemos en esta zona. Ese efecto hace al cultivo y a los procesos fisiológicos de la planta sean muy eficientes, digamos. La planta puede respirar bien y oxigenarse y no transpirar tanto de noche.
From the sprawling, modern farms of La Rioja, we drove south through the foothills to meet an old friend, Esteban Santipolio, in San Juan, where he and his wife, Gisela, and their son Bruno grow olives, make oil, and sell a line of olive oil skincare products from a small shop on the estate. The farm is organic, the fruit harvested by hand, and the rustic place seems a world away from the modern efficiency we saw hours ago in La Rioja.
I think that is a responsibility if you sell olive oil that is healthy for the consumers without chemistry. If not, you have a healthy product with some problem. I think that this is the model not only the model for healthy, the model for the new economy of the agriculture in all over the world.
Daniel Payo Dates has been working with olive oil in San Juan for 45 years.
Acá lo tenemos el nombre mío, de mi hijo. Y bueno, y todo lo que representa para nosotros. Estamos viviendo de eso.
In the 1980s and 90s, a government tax incentive led to a dramatic expansion of olive plantations in San Juan.
Para demostrar que el aceite es muy bueno, tenemos que hacer mucha propaganda, a pesar de tener los mejores aceites del mundo. Es muy difícil explicar por qué Argentina, en realidad, el gobierno no nos apoya como debería apoyarnos.
Facundo Vita oversees efforts related to olives at the National Agricultural Technology Institute, known as INTA, which found that many of those new farms were in places that were less than ideal for olive trees. In fact, 60% were in what the INTA report deemed unsuitable.
The olive here is growing in a continental climate. What we do is first to study the behavior of the temperatures into this valley, because we have the olive growing in valleys. We define some places where you can grow the olive and places where you cannot grow the olive.
The good news was that the areas INTA determined were well suited for olive tree cultivation were together as large as all of the current olive farms in Argentina combined. 60 kilometers south of San Juan in Cañada Honda, Guillermo Ojeda manages the high-density olive farm of Zucardi, one of Argentina's famous wineries.
Donde estamos está comenzando el pedemonte, empieza a subir el nivel del suelo porque nos acercamos a la montaña. Eso da un buen drenaje de aire, entonces estamos más libres de heladas.
Gabriel Guardia is the general manager of Olivicola Lor, an award-winning olive oil producer in Mendoza, where around 200 tourists visit each day for guided walks through the olive groves and tastings in a new showroom.
Yo estoy tremendamente preocupado de lo que está pasando en Mendoza con la tala de los olivos, que no hemos aprendido nada de los mendocinos. Se van perdiendo olivares de 80, 100 años por una ecuación económica que no le cierra al productor. Justamente esos olivos están en terrenos como el de la UR, que hoy día vale muchísimo dinero para hacer desarrollos inmobiliarios. Entonces, bueno, nosotros estamos en una permanente lucha para hacer entender a la gente que nos gobierna que no solo es perder las aceitunas, sino también que es perder un arraigo cultural muy importante del mendocino.
He sees a part of Mendoza's cultural history disappearing as olive groves are replaced with apartments and houses, and he blames a lack of support from the regional government. A few kilometers away in Maipú stands the iconic 1912 home of Trapiche, the fifth largest wine brand in the world. Entering the estate, to the left are the immaculate rows of Malbec grapes ready to be harvested. To the right are the olive trees planted by the Italian family who founded the winery more than a century ago. The oil from the few hundred trees here add almost nothing to the huge winery's bottom line, but the presence of these original trees and the oil they produce are seen as fundamental to the cultural integrity of the brand and the place itself. Trapiche agronomist Magdalena Roge oversees the olive operations.
Well, we are growing in olive oil. This year we are going to produce 5,000 liters. You know, it's a small product because we are a winery, so We are not like very ambitious, but we wanted to have small quantity and very good quality.
Trapiche enologist Josefina Iglesias.
Es importante comunicar, es muy diferente la forma que teníamos de elaborar el aceite años atrás que la que tenemos ahora porque tenemos más estudios, nos capacitamos más y bueno, ese es nuestro trabajo hoy en día acá, capacitarnos constantemente para comunicar y para también que conozcan todo lo que hacemos acá, que es con muchísimo esfuerzo y con muchísimo amor también.
Maria Revida consults many of the producers in San Juan and Mendoza. She views the two sides of Argentina's industry as complementary.
Quieren lo mismo que queremos nosotros, o sea, que el aceite de oliva sea reconocido por su calidad, en el cual trabajan tanto los productores como los operarios, como los técnicos, todo un trabajo de equipo.
Back in Buenos Aires, Frankie Gobi sees quality as the common thread that defines olive oils from Argentina, and in the end, unites every producer here. Argentina may not be the first place you think of for olive oil, but not long ago, it was the same for its wines.
I remember my grandmother saying, "What's the best wine in the world?" And she said, well, Malbec from Europe. And nowadays, she drinks a Malbec and say, wow, what a beautiful Malbec. And Argentina have the most beautiful Malbec and from the world right now. So, and we have a lot of volume on the other side. So I think extra virgin olive oil will go that way.
The olive landscape is shifting. Argentina has the climate, terroir, natural resources, and determination to be a reliable supplier of well-crafted extra virgin olive oil. Unlike wine, extra virgin olive oil is best when it's fresh. And for half the year, Argentina has the freshest olive oil around, and lots of it. Producers here are committed to quality. They believe it is the only way to go, until people everywhere know Argentina as a major player in the olive oil world.